Many elementary science textbooks do not provide logical sequencing, nor scientific vocabulary, and this leaves students without a foundational science framework to succeed in middle school, high school, and college science courses. This lack of vocabulary and scaffolding in science textbooks creates a knowledge gap. Most elementary publishers introduce random science topics that do not teach science in a logically sequenced way, and they don't introduce any concrete scientific terminology, leaving students confused and unable to define basic science terms in middle school and beyond. Buzzwords seem to dominate educational spheres. Buzzwords come and go, and these are often tied to educational fads. And they don't necessarily contribute to better learning for students. When I talk with teachers and school administrators about Real Science for Kids or RATATAZ, they ask if my programs are NGSS aligned, 3D, or phenomena-based. These buzzwords currently dominate the market, and conversations about effective curricular programs can't move forward if a book or a program doesn't check these boxes. So I wanted to dive in and see for myself what publishers are writing in their books. So I've been looking at a few of these books, and here's one called Chemical Interactions. It's geared towards grades 6 through 8, and it's published in collaboration with a reputable university. The title suggests that kids will get the foundational cornerstones of chemical reactions needed for high school and college. And I was pretty excited about this. I was hoping to find a chapter on atoms and molecules, because these two concepts are the basis of chemical interactions. Instead, I see a series of chapters introducing matter, elements, substances, and particles. In the particles chapters, the author explained, we will use particles to describe the smallest piece of any substance that is still that substance. This definition is confusing because the smallest piece of substance that is involved in chemical interactions or chemical reactions that is still that substance is called the atom, not a particle. If the authors wanted to discuss nuclear interactions, then the word particle would make sense. But the title of the book is Chemical Interactions. The word atom is specific to the concept of the smallest unit of substance in a chemical reaction. The word particle can be confused with other types of particles like sand or dust. And for chemists and physicists, it has a specific definition referring to subatomic particles. So the word atom defines something concrete and universally understood by all scientists. And this word will be the word used in high school and college level science courses. Chemists call them atoms, so students and educators should call them atoms too. So you may be asking, why is this important? Well, if vocabulary is comprehension, then the correct science vocabulary, defined and organized in a way that aids and does not hinder understanding, is essential. This book takes a convoluted way to introduce an easy to understand concept, such as the atom. And this contributes to the knowledge gap we see in high school and college students. Students emerging from middle school into high school, and often high school into college, don't have the knowledge base to make sense of the chemistry, physics, and sometimes even the biology that upper level courses require. It's becoming more and more evident that much of the problem is simply rooted in the confusing way science is introduced in the elementary and mid-school grades. So how can we change this? Now you know about the knowledge gap, so you can help mind it by using textbooks that provide science vocabulary in elementary and middle school grades. I am the author and publisher of the Real Science for Kids series and the creator of RATATAZ, a learning method or tool that helps kids learn science in a way that works for them. Real Science for Kids books fill the knowledge gap because they offer scientific vocabulary scientists actually use. And it's logically sequenced, so students have a scaffold to build a solid knowledge-based foundation. RATATAZ takes this one step further, engaging students by getting them to ask and answer their own questions, just like real scientists. So if you want your students to learn science the way scientists do, then RATATAZ is the method for you. This step-by-step kit puts students in charge of their learning. Students ask open-ended questions that spark curiosity, getting them involved in hands-on investigations. This is a minimalist STEM kit, and it will help them develop a real understanding of how science works. Students can even create projects and experiments based on what they are curious about. Visit ratataz.com to buy your first kit today.